Call it the Mickey Mouse ring, call it whatever you want, but the truth is huge. The 2020 Lakers had one of the best playoff runs ever. They lost just 3 games on the way to the title. They had shooters, tough defenders, a deep bench, and old veterans giving one last amazing push. This was the best roster of LeBron's whole time in LA. No big holes, no glaring problems. But what came next? 6 brutal years. 6 years of bad trades, painful injuries, and roster holes they could never fix. Let's go year by year. Let's see what went wrong after 2020. LeBron's Lakers era ends with just 1 ring in 8 years. So what happened first? The season after the title, the Lakers lost key vets. Danny Green, Rajon Rondo, and Dwight Howard were gone. Worse, LeBron and AD got hurt at different times. They played only 27 games together all season. The result? A quick first-round exit. Standings dropped fast. The Lakers called it a rebuilding year. They planned a huge off-season move, but maybe they didn't need one. When LeBron and AD played together, their net rating was +11, one of the best duos in basketball. Health was the real problem, not the roster. They could have run it back healthy, but that's not the Lakers' way. When trouble hits, they chase another superstar. That's the formula. With LeBron and AD already on the roster, one more star seemed like the fix, so the offseason exploded with rumors. One name dominated everything: Russell Westbrook. LeBron, AD, and the front office met him again and again. Dinners, meetings, a full-on recruitment, bigger even than the Kawhi Leonard chase years before. But this time, something felt off. Even Lakers fans were nervous.
We all knew Westbrook was great once, but his prime was over. Sure, he averaged another triple-double with the Wizards, but he used the ball too much. He was more of a stat stuffer than a winner. Fit mattered, and Westbrook just didn't fit. His superstar days were done, and to get him, the Lakers gave up depth, big depth. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was gone, their best shooter and a great defender. Alex Caruso was gone too. 2 elite defenders out the door. No wonder their defense collapsed. The 2021-22 season had plenty of problems, but Westbrook became the face of it all. In just 1 season, his reputation crashed hard. Why did it all fall apart? Coach Frank Vogel just couldn't make Westbrook fit. The year before, without AD for half the season, the Lakers still had the #1 defense. After the Westbrook trade, they fell to 21st. That summer, they also added Malik Monk and 37-year-old Carmelo Anthony. Both got real minutes. Both were bad defenders. Pair that with an aging Westbrook running the offense, and you get a mess. Bottom 10 in offense, bottom 10 in defense. Here's the twist. Westbrook was the only healthy starter all year, 78 games played. Fans probably wished he sat more. LeBron and AD kept getting hurt too, especially AD. Every time he hit the floor, fans held their breath. That's why they called him Day-to-Day Davis since his New Orleans days. His body just couldn't hold up. Even without the injuries, this season was doomed. Too many bad moves, too many holes. Then came the 2022 offseason, a real turning point. The Lakers had just missed the playoffs, their worst season of the whole LeBron era. Time for hard decisions. LeBron, his agent Rich Paul, owner Jeannie Buss, GM Rob Pelinka, and new coach Darvin Ham all sat down together. They talked about what went wrong. LeBron pushed hard for competitiveness and team chemistry. He even suggested using future first-round picks, 2027 and 2029, to trade for immediate help. Pelinka wasn't fully on board. He wanted patience. But the meeting ended on good terms. Everyone agreed on a direction. Weeks later, on August 17, 2022, LeBron signed a 2-year, $97 million extension to stay in LA. He believed in the team's future. But one name kept coming up in that meeting: Russell Westbrook. The mission was clear: fix that mistake, trade him away, bring back real role players. Years later, both LeBron and Pelinka admitted it flat out: the Westbrook trade was a disaster.
Trading Westbrook opened doors. Other players stepped up big time. After the All-Star break, the Lakers had a plus 5.0 net rating, 5th best in the whole league. Real signs of hope. Yes, they entered the playoffs as a 7 seed, but don't let that fool you. This was the most dangerous 7 seed ever, way better than their record showed. 2023 was huge. The Lakers reached the Western Conference Finals, their best run since the 2020 title. Sadly, the Nuggets swept them out, but for the first time in years, things looked bright. LeBron was proud of his team's fight. Still, one big question remained. How do you build on this? The Lakers were deep in luxury tax money, little room to move. Then a new problem hit at the worst time. The NBA created a scary new rule, the second apron. Cross that line and punishment gets brutal. Teams everywhere started dumping salary. It hit the Celtics and Nuggets hard too, the champs of 2024 and 2023. This rule made it nearly impossible to improve a roster, and the Lakers got caught right in it, in the exact year they needed a big move. So, in summer 2023, with limited room, they made smaller moves instead. They kept their core together. Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and D'Angelo Russell all got fair new deals. They also added cheap, smart pieces, Jackson Hayes, Taurean Prince, and Christian Wood, a guy who once averaged 20 and 10. Low risk, high reward stuff. But one deal backfired hard. Gabe Vincent, 3 years, $33 million, based purely on one hot playoff run in Miami. He never lived up to it, and he barely played, hurt the whole season. With all these moves, the Lakers landed at nearly $182 million in payroll. The second apron line sat at $182.8 million. They squeezed right up to the edge, but stayed under it on purpose. Why? Because Pelinka and ownership didn't fully believe this team could win it all. They weren't ready to go all in. Still, heading into 2023-24, hope was higher than it had been in years.
This season, LeBron played 71 games. AD played 76, both career highs as Lakers. Other role players still got hurt, but the big two stayed healthy. No more excuses left. They even won the first ever NBA Cup. Didn't mean much, but it felt good. Still, almost every new role player flopped. Christian Wood was brutal, maybe the worst defensive big man in the league. Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, and Cam Reddish barely played, hurt again and again. Right when LeBron and AD got healthy, everyone around them fell apart. Even D'Angelo Russell, good stats on paper, but terrible basketball IQ. Watch the tape and you'll see LeBron constantly frustrated by his mistakes. His real impact was way worse than the numbers showed. By season's end, the whole team crumbled. Another low seed in the playoffs, another first-round loss to Denver, this time in 5 games. But it looked closer than it was. The Lakers led big in every single game, then collapsed late. The Nuggets had another gear the Lakers just couldn't reach. LeBron and AD balled out every night, but nobody helped them close games. A first-round exit stung hard after last year's conference finals run. So the big question returned that summer. Could this duo still win a title? They were still playing at an elite level, but the new salary rules choked their options, and Rob Pelinka had his answer fast. No, not like this. Then came the biggest robbery in sports history. The Lakers landed Luka Doncic, a true franchise superstar, for Anthony Davis. Pelinka completely outsmarted Nico Harrison. One trade and the Lakers' future problems seemed soft, at least for a moment. Luka's arrival started a new era in LA, but it also meant the beginning of the end for LeBron. Sure, LeBron and Luka looked amazing together on paper, but getting Luka didn't fix everything. The Lakers still needed real depth around 2 ball-dominant superstars. They needed a big man with great hands, they needed long, athletic defenders. They had neither. So even though the Luka trade was the heist of the century, there wasn't time to fix everything else. By the 2025 playoffs, the Timberwolves crushed them. Even as the supposed favorites, it wasn't close. Minnesota attacked every weakness. No rim protection, no real defense at all. After that brutal loss, the Lakers hit another crossroads. The genius trade exposed a bigger problem. 2 superstars with overlapping skills. Add in the usual injuries, and suddenly LeBron was just the third option behind Luka and Reeves, the team's real new duo. At 41, LeBron was still solid as a third option, but he wasn't worth $53 million anymore. The Lakers had already moved on. The moment they got Luka, LeBron stopped being the future. It didn't matter who they signed in free agency. Getting DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart wasn't going to build a contender. A dark cloud hung over the whole season. Behind closed doors, the front office knew it. The LeBron era was ending. They'd already found his replacement.
But there was still time for one last ride. LeBron beat the Rockets, then got swept by OKC. Nobody knew it, but that might have been his last game as a Laker. He wanted to retire in LA, but the front office had other plans. They had a chance to offer him a new deal before the 2026 season. They never did. Nobody even reached out. Weeks before the draft, his agent Rich Paul said there was an 80% chance LeBron stayed. That number dropped fast once the Lakers stayed silent. They never even met with him. They just let his contract expire and walked away. No negotiation at all. With that cap space freed up, they signed Walker Kessler instead. Coach J.J. Redick had wanted a real big man for a long time, someone with great hands to catch lobs from Luka and Reeves. And with Luka hitting his prime, he became the true priority. The roster needed retooling around him. Here's the wild part. LeBron, Luka, and Reeves never had one fully healthy season together, just 29 games in 2025-26. But injuries had become a Lakers trademark by now. LeBron's body was breaking down in his final years, and that wasn't changing. Still, time waits for no one. Luka's prime had to come first. And just like that, the LeBron James era in LA ended, quietly. No big goodbye, just a decision to let him walk.